Yeah, man. It's such a privilege to have you here. You
I'm
know,
honored, bro.
in the flesh,
I'm
in
honored
the
to be
flesh
here,
and
man.
living. If you guys don't know, there's this church called Koza back in Nigeria, Commonwealth Koza,
Yeah.
and he's the one that used to play for Koza. He was playing with them for a while
Yeah.
before he finally came here to go to school to Berkeley.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that he gets to be right here in front of me and I get to ask him questions. So let's just dive into it, man. So speak to us a little bit about experience. Obviously, you've been playing drums for a while.
Yeah.
From Nigeria to here, and you play for many different artists.
Yeah.
You know, talk to us about that. Who have you played for? Where
Okay,
have you played?
so basically, just for me to run the background again.
Yeah.
My name is Sunnie Snares. I'm from Kogi State. I'm from Nigeria originally. A part called Kogi State. Kogi State is like the middle belt side part of Nigeria.
Okay.
And I grew up from the barracks. I attended Air Force Primary and Secondary School.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a BSc in political science.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And of course, I'll come to that. No, of course, I'm a drummer. Of course, I'm a drummer. Everybody thinks we're illiterate. I'm a drummer and not a dropout.
You don't know.
And all of that. So, yeah, I have a BSc in political science, and
Nice.
I also have a master's in international relations with specialty in conflict resolution. But I kind of dropped out. I couldn't finish because of music and all of that. Yeah. So far, I've played. I started playing professionally with the legendary Dr. Panam Percy Paul.
Okay.
I know a lot of people might not know him because
I know,
especially
for sure.
this generation.
Yeah.
He was part of my childhood, and it was such a privilege to play for him.
Wow.
I played for Dr. Panam Percy Paul. I played for I started playing with him officially in 20 after my NYC. I started playing with him, and from then I toured with him for like a year, 3 months.
Wow.
Before I joined Koza 2014.
Really?
So I stayed with Koza for about 7 to 8 years before I came into the United States. So within the space of 8 to 7 years, you know how my church is. It's an upwardly mobile church, and that's when I got to meet the likes of J.J. Heston, of course, A-list artists from within Nigeria and outside
Most
Nigeria.
definitely,
J.J. Heston, Todd Deloney and his guys.
Yeah.
Bishop T.D. Jakes was with us. Shed stayed with him too. Yeah, we played Grace. Grace, you know, he actually requested for Grace. Like the night when he came, he wanted to hear it the next day.
Really?
So we had to put it in place.
That's
so
awesome. Wow.
I was privileged to share stay with Bishop T.D. Jakes. You know, Tai Tribet was with us twice.
Wow.
Yes, Tasha Cobbs was with us like once. And we also had Nico Molen was with us.
Wow.
Phil Thompson was with us. And within Nigeria, we had Tim Godfrey. In fact, everybody you can think about. Tim Godfrey, Eben.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes, Prosper. And I've been privileged to be part of projects over 100 tracks. Because I was playing professionally. I was recording in the studio too. I still do that too professionally.
Nice.
So I was privileged to play for artists such as Dunzi Onyekon, you know, and
nice. Yeah.
I played some tracks for him too. I've played with Prosper, Steve Crown,
Sinach,
and Sinach, and all of that. Judy K.
Badu.
And so the list just goes on and all of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So before I left Koza for Berkeley College of Music, there was just a yearning in me to, you know, to take it to the next level.
Makes sense.
I had this passion, not just for, of course, for drums too, but to, you know, because what I'm doing in school right now is music business and performance. So I've had this flair for the business side of music too.
For sure.
Content creating and all of that. So I've shared stage with a couple of artists from globally from Nigeria and Africa, and even from the United States too. So it's been a journey so far. Yeah. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Before I continue, I'll go ahead and say Sunnie has a YouTube channel, Sunnie Snares Music, I believe.
Sunnie Snares Music, yep.
Yeah, it's very big. Everybody that's watching this has probably watched it. But go ahead and, you know,
subscribe. It's free.
Yes.
Let's go!
Like, comment, all that. I'll put it right here and I'll put it in the description.
Yo.
Go check him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did have a question. So, obviously you played in Koza. Koza is a very big church in Nigeria. One of the biggest churches in Nigeria.
Yep.
And it's a very big opportunity So I was wondering how you got that gig.
Yeah.
If you could tell us a story about how you came about Koza,
Okay.
who brought you in and whatnot.
Okay, so basically, like I said, I was playing for Panam.
Yeah.
I was playing for Panam 2014.
Right.
So I think he went for a vacation.
Ah,
Before then, I was
yeah.
playing for a church called King's Assembly in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
So man, I cannot worry yourself. I moved around. So I've always loved Koza. Like I love anything creative. You know, the Avalanche then was kind of out of the box.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
we could pick something and just turn it into gold.
Most definitely,
and all
yeah.
of that. So I was so when I saw them, I was like, I know I'm going to be here someday. You know?
Nice.
So
Wow.
I had that desire to I didn't know. One thing about God is that before he takes you to the final destination, he trains you with your experiences. So of course he doesn't waste your experiences. So I was with King's Assembly. From King's Assembly, I came back to Benin to do my NYSC. I mean, to do my masters. From there, I started touring with Panam.
Wow.
Panam had a break, like he was on vacation. And so I was just free to, that was when I relocated to Abuja. I was just free. I just thought to just go to Koza to just go for their rehearsals and all of that.
Imagine.
And all of a sudden, I met a senior friend of mine, the guy I told you about. His name is Ovie. That was the drummer that was playing there, my boss. So when I got into the service, it was like, I just told him, first of all, I saw my boss, my mentor, Donsin. I told him, of course, we've known ourselves for some time.
Yeah.
He was at King's Assembly at some point. He came just once. So, I've heard so much about him too. So my friend directed me to him, and I went to the service, and I was like, I'm from Port Harcourt. I would love to, be part of the group and all of that. I wasn't really doing anything at that point in time because Dr. Panam traveled.
Okay.
So, yeah, so somehow he knew where I was coming from. We spoke for the first time, and it was trust me, it was really a scary one because the repertoire there was crazy.
Yeah, okay.
Like catching the whole medleys and everything. So he told me, "Are you sure you can do this?" So we had like two drummers then. It was really tough. You couldn't really get a space to play. The main drummer then was Ovie. And the moment that guy comes into the auditorium, don't worry for that day. You're not even playing at all. So, of course, back to how I got the gig. I just went there, and at that point in time, we were looking for another drummer to sub. Like, Ovie was really busy with some other things and all of that. And he had already taken the standard to a very high level. But before then, I'd already prepared. I'd already scored some of their medleys and all of that.
Okay, nice.
So it was just like,
Prepared.
preparation meeting opportunity. And when I went there, of course, I grew in the system because there's no way, nobody will want to, in fact, they know the medleys already. So coming to rehearse the medley with somebody that's just coming is like a waste of time. So you have to walk on your own. So somehow it was just the right time for me to be there. And Ovie, which is my boss, he kind of gave me the opportunity to, sometimes he might just stay late. I said in the video, he might just stay late sometimes, so we could have the opportunity to play. I can say, I would say I grew in the system, because there were a lot of repertoires and medleys that, we from 2014 to hitting it, and with the whole artist, every service had a new arrangement and all of that. So, yeah, and a big shout out to my mentor, Donsin. Minister Donsin and Ovie, of course. He gave me the opportunity. Yeah, he gave me the opportunity to grow. And even sometimes when I couldn't get the medleys, he would just tell you, sit down there, It was really a strict one. And he was our music director, then very strict. That's the story for another day. Yes. Like tough music director. Standard was very, very high, and he believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. Like he would tell me, hey bro, sit there. And sometimes I'll miss the medleys. He'll call me, bro, you need to work on this and all of that. So I think he's a major part of my success story. Awesome. He's a major himself. And Ovie, shout out to Minister Donsin. I love him. He's my mentor. And where I'm going to say this any day, anytime. He's part of one of those people that really challenged me to become the best version of myself.
You guys go way back.
Yeah, way back. That's and
amazing.
Way back, man. Way back.
So, when this Koza thing started, did the whole social media idea, did that start with Koza, or has that been a thing before?
No, it wasn't. The truth of the matter is that a lot of people, of course, I'll make my boast in the Lord that we were the one that started the whole social media buzz for musicians. Honestly, the musicians in Koza. Yeah. So, and I'm so excited that God used us to spearhead that movement, because sometimes The move of God, it's not just about you. It's not just about you prospering. It's about posterity, about the people coming. Now you can see everybody opening their channels.
Yeah.
And musicians these days, they don't just depend on what's coming from church. They get monetized on their YouTube channels and all of that. So I thank God that we could spearhead that move and all of that.
Sure.
So it wasn't something I thought about. It wasn't something we thought about. It was just, we're just doing our thing, and all of a sudden, by inspiration from our friends. In fact, I'll give a big shout out to one of my friends in Houston. His name is Ken. We were doing the whole raw recording.
Wow.
Ken just I think my friend Coco watched a video. Yeah, he watched a video online. Shout out to Coco too. Yeah, I'll be calling a lot of names. Coco watched a video. He watched a video online, and he saw this guy using the rig and all of that. He was like, man, we can do this and all of that. So when he came, he told us we were recording raw before and all of that. In fact, we're not using the in-ears. We're using the side fields and all of that.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So our sound engineer then, shout out to IT too. He came, did the whole installation. It was really a difficult one, transitioning from the monitors to the in-ears. So we started using the My Mix and the Midas. So we had the stage mix and the stage mix and the house mix. So it was from the stage mix, when the sound engineer does all the whole settings and all of that, he sends it to our in-ears, and that's where we use it. With that, we don't even need to do much on our, and it's very clean. Boom, and all of that. So that was where it started from. We're just doing our thing, enjoying ourselves. Of course, we normally come to work, like we used to work full time, then we sometimes we pray from 2 to 3 hours. The system was really rigorous. It wasn't just about excellence, it was spirituality and excellence. So we will pray for like 2 or 3 hours. From then, we start rehearsing. So we create medleys and all of that. So all of a sudden, we didn't even know we started work before that came to mind. So it's very important to set the priorities right. We started serving first before we thought about the whole internet stuff. And Ken, to God's glory, Ken sent what we call the GoPro mixer. The small GoPro mixer. He sent it for us. So when he sent it to Coco, he now sent mine for me. And boom, that was how he started.
Wow.
And bro, we're just all over the place. And I'm going to say today that, most time God is just looking for something you have in your hands to just amplify. He'll bless the works of your hands, but you need to have something in those hands. So that was just what happened. It was just a miracle. Everything just went haywire, and from then on, we just started recording, and we wanted to make sure that for every ministration we had to record it and put it out and all of that. And that was how everything started. And
you guys started a movement. It's serious.
Bro, it was everybody was seriously, it was a serious I'm gonna say this. I don't know how that happened, but I know the hand of God is still was and is still on that stuff, because before we knew anything, we got monetized and all of that. And whenever myself and Coco and my friends talk today, I'm like, we'll be like, how did this thing happen? Because to be very sincere with you, that helped us a bit to stay off. That helped us to balance up a bit with our finances, because we were earning from YouTube and all of that, and that helped to balance. Of course, we're going to have a conversation about church music and payment and all of that, but not now. But sincerely, that really brought about a revolution. I could see the young musicians these days, being monetized on YouTube, stuff like that. And I'm really excited, because these days, when somebody is playing in church, you're not just playing of course, you're playing primarily to glorify God. But of course, when you also know that you're developing content for yourself. But the whole idea is that, yes, putting yourself out there and all of that. So that's just it. It was a movement. It was a movement that started. Yeah, it's still a movement. It's still a movement. It's still a movement, man.
Biggest churches in Nigeria now, you see a lot of the videos.
Yeah, videos, the cameras. Yeah, the band and everything. Yeah, CCI. I'm telling you, bro. Everybody, man. Those guys are my guys, man.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, so it was really a movement, amazing movement, And I'm really excited God used us to spearhead that. that movement, and it's really exciting. Trust me.
So
Yep.
as we're talking, I don't want to take too much time. So let's just dive into deeper issues in
Okay.
the music industry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So obviously there was this video that been going around. I actually play it right here so you guys can see. But it was a video. I'm not sure what the pastor's name is.
No. No names.
No name. No name. But yeah, it was-
Yeah. We. The moment you made the introduction already, I knew about the video, so I
You were
think
second exactly.
they should know
No
too.
problem. You guys should know what I'm talking about, bro. And honestly, I've seen a lot of like pastors talk about it too, and it's like, honestly, I don't want to talk too much about this.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know what I'm talking about,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
you know what I'm talking about now, and I've shown it. So, what do you think about the situation?
Okay, to be very sincere with you, in all sincerity, I try my best. If you notice,
Yeah.
I just do my content,
Oh, yeah.
and you won't see me online again.
Mind
You
your
know,
business.
and whatever comes on my page is just professionally music.
Exactly, yeah.
I try my best to just stay out from
Oh, yeah, from other genres.
from other things and all of that. I try not to be too controversial because there are a lot of ideologies everywhere, theories.
Definitely.
That space sometimes can be toxic. If you're not careful, you're stepping on someone's toes. If you're not careful, opinions and everything. So I just want to make sure I don't really get into people's business. But sometimes we just have to talk about it, even for the fact that you asked me. But I'm gonna share my 2 cents on it. First of all, I'll talk about 3 things. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that those things will not stop coming. That's the first thing I'll talk about. Those things will not stop coming. Those comments will not stop coming. So it's very important for us to choose our battles. It's very important for us as musicians, especially musicians who serve God in church, to choose our battles. We must not necessarily respond to everything. And we should also be careful not to cross the lines of speaking just emotionally. That's the way we feel, especially to our fathers. I'm not saying this because of anything. I'm saying it because of my spiritual standpoint, and all of that. So we should be careful because we are not the people who said that, the men of God who said that, they are not answerable to us. They are answerable to God. So while we respond, the first thing I want to say is that while we respond, we should have it at the back of our mind that honor is key. And even our biological parents, sometimes they offend us. They offend us sometimes, and they say things that we don't like. But the only way we turn things around is through results. And maybe some other time they might just come to, okay, I don't want my son to be a musician. But when he starts bringing money home, he changes his mind. Say, oh, I didn't see it that way, you understand? So I think first of all, when those kind of things come, we should be careful not to cross the lines, because you don't want to stop the blessings of God from coming upon your life. They are not answerable to us. Whatever they said, they are answerable to God. And secondly, the second thing I'm going to say is the fact that, like I said, these things will not stop coming. These comments will keep coming. So I believe that results will always cancel insults. Results will cancel insults. So it's very important for us to channel that energy. Go back and start working on yourself. Some of those things they said brings me to the third thing now. What are those things that we need to work on as musicians so we can change narrative? If you notice these days, a lot of musicians are not official. Most musicians are not presentable. And with all due respect, a lot of some musicians are, talent is not enough. That's what I'm trying to say. You must go beyond and above to really work on yourself in certain areas. And you need to understand those areas where you need to work on yourselves. Like I said, results will always cancel insults. If you have to take an extra course, if you think music is not paying you at the moment, you need to do some other things. Why not just do it so you can balance things up, and all of that. So I think that's my response to that.
That's a very good response.
Yeah.
Just keep it chill.
We need to choose our battles, man. We need to. It's better. I rather put pressure on God and on my gifting for my next level, and all of that. Because what's the significance of responding? It's okay to be emotional sometimes, but sometimes you realize that the moment you respond to some of those things, you release a lot of energy. The place of creativity is a place where you need to be stable, to really deliver. And so I rather put my energy in the place of prayer and the place of my gifting. So my results will cancel insults. Yeah.
Very valid. Very valid.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go. So I received some questions
Yep.
that some people wanted to ask you.
Oh, really?